Alright, good evening. My name is Kevin Craig. I'm going to tell you how California is a far below average society. I will prove this by looking at how California has 1, neglected the need for education, 2, is diminishing financially, and 3, how California is failing in personal aspects. First, I will show you how California neglects education. For instance, SAT scores are far below average for high school seniors. As shown by the Commonwealth Foundation, California is far below the national average. They sit at the ranking of 33rd out of 51, which includes the District of Columbia. California has an average combined SAT score throughout the state of 1513 for the year of 2011. And this is far below the highest SAT score, which was at 1807 from Illinois. California is not only making themselves look very bad in testing, but California has also neglected the importance for funding for education. According to the California Teacher Association, in the last 3 years alone, California has cut over $18 billion in school funding. That comes out to be about $1,900 per student. That money makes it so that they have to raise the class size and cut teachers' jobs. Not only does California not have enough money, they also get about 80 cents to every dollar they are promised for their budget. So the money that is promised at first might not look so bad, but at the end it is much worse than it really is. This can be observed here at Cal Poly also, with the budget cuts. From personal experience, since I've been here, this is my second year, I've noticed that the tuition has raised about $600 from then to now. Next, we'll look at how California is diminishing financially. California is failing in the job field. The unemployment rate is second highest in the U.S. throughout the state. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, California ranks in as second to worst in unemployment rates at 11.1%. Not only is the unemployment rate bad, the housing market is decreasing in value every year. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, as of the year 2010, the housing market of California had dropped 42.8% in the last 5 years based off of the housing price index. California's housing price index dropped the most in that 5-year span than any other state and still hasn't recovered. Along with the unemployment and the housing market being very bad, immigration is costing taxpayers billions each year. According to the Federation of American Immigration Reform, immigration in California is costing about $1,183 per household for native-born residents. Taxpayers spend about $7.7 billion annually on education for illegal immigrants, $1.4 billion on health care, and another $1.4 billion a year on keeping illegals incarcerated or in jail. Finally, we will look at how California is failing in personal aspects. The crime rate is above the national average in California. According to cityrating.com, California is above the national average in robbery, murder, assault, and motor vehicle theft. The estimated crime rate for 2012, according to cityrating.com, is supposed to be a little less than 1,184,000 total crime incidents. A little over 1 million of those are property crime, and a little over 170,000 are violent crimes. Nearly a quarter of Californians are obese. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 24%, nearly a quarter of Californians have a body mass index greater than 30 or classified as obese. Based off these reasons I've provided, which are how California has neglected education, how California is diminishing financially, and how California is failing in personal aspects, one can see that California is a far below average society.
All right, your claim is stated, I think, and when you come back to it again at the end, I think you're still on the brink of a value claim. When you say below average society, well, then we're going to have some standard of what average is. And at the first point, when you're talking about education, and you've mentioned the SAT and spending issues, I can see, well, the SAT scores, at least I get some comparison to other places. On the spending issue, I didn't think that there was as much information on how much California spends in comparison to other places, just an information that there was a decline in the amount of spending that's going on. And so remember, your argument is that it's a below average society or below average culture, so we need more of those kinds of comparisons. The same sort of thing happens at the end with the obesity issue. You've got a nice statistic there, but I don't hear it being contrasted to others and where the state of California fits in comparison to those. So you started off with the comparison that you were working on, but I didn't see as much follow through. The secondary claims are clearly labeled in the body of the speech, and they're easy to follow for the most part. I thought you did an excellent job citing the evidence in the presentation. The illegal immigration issue, I think, I was sitting here thinking, you know, one of the things that might be used to respond to this is questions about the illegal immigration issue, and then you kind of plop it right in the middle of your argument, which makes it sound like there's a causality argument here that is largely being ignored and might be a better place for a dispute. I don't doubt that, I'm not sure how much conflict there is or controversy there is in saying that California has significant problems. Nobody argues that. The question is whether or not it's still a good place to live, work, and shop. You know, and I think that there might be some arguments about that need to make bigger inferences than you're making here. On your presentation, you're reading too much, and I think you're rushing things too. All right, thank you.